All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, Harakakadash. Double honors to apostles, the great millstone, and salutations to elect, which you ought to be. It's your brother Hawaii, and the other apps and stuff. Once again, I'm outside, and this is for camp, and I'm having troubles and stuff when it comes down to a certain app because the way that I'm able to screen record and whatnot and stuff, it'd be better if I had two phones because that would be better. You know what I'm saying? One to record and one to still do my sit downs and stuff on. And so it can be seen that I'm showing my face. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to and then plus I got a whole bunch of individuals and stuff, and who are assigned to me that I'm looking upon as agents. You know what I'm saying? Agent provocateurs and stuff, and they messing with the apps and stuff. You see, because no matter what I do, you know what I'm saying? It's like they still don't work, or the same messed up function happens again. You see, right? Right, and then also is the spiritual demon Satan stuff, or whatever legion of demons. You know what I'm saying? Right, right. So pretty much, you know what I'm saying. Hey, it's time to repent. You know what I'm saying? You need to come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. Yahweh is who the word only calls Jehovah God, or Yahweh, and the heavenly Son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world only calls Jesus Christ, who is the Christos of Yeshua. And the thing is that hey, it's time to repent. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, by July, you know what I'm saying, you got something that's called Fed Now. You see, and that's instead of having other ways and stuff to make transactions and stuff, especially when it comes down to making money. I mean, making money or using money and stuff. What's going to happen is, it's like pretty much what's going to happen is that the government is going to have complete power and stuff over your funds. You see, you know, and what you need to do in order, because a lot of people and stuff really think that they're just going to, change up and oh Lord, I believe in the Lord and whatnot and stuff. Hey, the family word is leaving. You know what I'm saying, pretty soon, and that's going to be the mercy. That's going to be the doors that's going to be closed. You see, you know. So I'm gonna read Sirach 35:1. It says, "He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough." It says, "He that taketh heed to the commandment offering a peace offering." Now it is true and stuff that when it comes down to the law, statute, commandments, that we're not saved by the law, statute, commandments and stuff. We're saved through faith, of course. You know what I'm saying? But the scripture says, "Be ye holy as your Father in heaven is holy." You see, because remember the Lord in Genesis, He had given us it's like let's create a man in our image. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be recognized when your house shop returns, you know what I'm saying, you got to follow what's holy, because anything outside of this is unholy. You see? Right? Right? And look what we're looking for. And what we're looking for, we're looking for divine intervention. We're looking for angels and stuff to protect us. You see? You know? Right? Right? So this is keeping the law and stuff is an offering. You know what I'm saying? And you were offering stuff, hoping that the Lord would, uh, 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 you know, do a service for you. You see, verse 2, it says, "He that requireth a good turn often find flour, and he that giveth alms sacrifice praise." It says, "To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord, and to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation." And when you go into the word propitiation, it means to appease the wrath. You see, to appease the wrath. And as you can tell, you know, it's numerous of individuals and stuff who's being slain out here. And they're not being slain for righteousness. They're being slain for the wicked. You see, right? Or they didn't go out doing righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Their last their way was wicked. You see, right? Right. So we want to we don't want none of that smoke when it come down to the Lord and stuff. So this is why we do this work. This is why we continue to walk this fight of faith, man. You see, so this is verse 4. It says, "Thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord." You see, right? So guess what? When you have a shot returns and stuff, if he don't see that image, you ain't getting saved, right? So this is verse 5, it says, "For all these things are to be done because of the commandment." It says, "The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat, and the heart savor thereof is before the Most High." It says, "The sacrifice of a just man is acceptable, and a memorial thereof shall never be forgotten." You see, you know. So verse 8, it says, "Give the Lord his honor with a good eye, and diminish not the first fruits of thy hands." And that's talking about as soon as you wake up, the first thing you're supposed to be doing is praying. And Apostle Rakai and stuff, he's known for pushing prayer. Now we all push prayer, you know what I'm saying, but Apostle Rakai is known for doing so. You see? And it says verse 9, it says, "So the first thing when you wake up and stuff, the first thing you want to do is something righteous." You see? And it says, "In all thy gifts shew a cheerful countenance, and dedicate thy tithes with gladness. Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee." It says, "And as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye." It said, "For the Lord recompenses and will give thee 7 times as much." You see? And the 7 times as much that we really want is the fact that the Lord is going to save us. You know what I'm saying? When all hell breaks loose, when there's anarchy and stuff in the streets, you know what I'm saying? When there's cannibalism in the streets, when there's no food in the grocery stores, you know what I'm saying? Right? Because the brother I'm a one the bar, he I posted on my page, but he had did a sit down going into that some of us will have to live off the grid, right? Some of us are gonna have to live off the grid and whatnot and stuff. And the thing is that some of us gonna have to live off the grid and whatnot and stuff. You might be on the run, you know what I'm saying? You might have to travel to another city or state, you know what I'm saying? Right? And pretty much what's gonna happen is that we want the Lord and stuff to be there. You see? You see? By doing this work, the recompense that we hope to have and stuff is spiritual, divine intervention. To have angels and stuff still around us. You see? Right? So I'm gonna grab this. This is this Jeremiah. This Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And that he saved out of it is the elect, the 144,000, which consists of 12,000 men. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, the government body. And the 1/3 is the men, women, and children who are Israelites, believe no matter how they look, who convert, keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability, mingle with faith, repenting every day and not cherry picking what they want to repent on, and repenting on a timely fashion on the Lord's time before it's too late, but was predestined from the beginning stuff written in the book of life, which we all hope. And then you also have an innumerable multitude, as it says in Revelation 7 and 9. You know what I'm saying? That's scattered to the four corners of the earth, because Israel's everywhere. You see, right, right. So it's going to be a time of trouble and stuff that's where it's none like it. You know what I'm saying? You might see the different apocalyptic movies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where it's all crazy out in the streets, it's crime. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the when it comes down to the when it comes down to the what's the video game? It's called The Last of Us. When it comes down to that, uh, um, you got grass and stuff shooting up out of the cracks and whatnot. Nobody's doing any maintenance and stuff, and that's found in Second Ezra 16th chapter. Lord will, we get to that. You see, and pretty much those monsters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have people out here and stuff who gonna be losing it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be pining away. You know what I'm saying? For one of fruits of the field. You know what I'm saying? And most of the trees that you do see and stuff be trees that don't bear no fruit. So it's gonna be crazy. People gonna be eating the grass. You know, they're gonna be doing whatever they can and stuff. You know what I'm saying, to escape cannibalism, but for certain people and stuff, cannibalism is gonna be something that they're gonna have to go through. And now when it came down to those monsters, you know what I'm saying, or the zombies and whatnot and stuff, right? When it come down to this stuff, what's gonna happen is is that that's going to happen in real life and stuff, and there's going to be people, real live people and stuff, who's going to be eating other people. You see, because the Lord ain't with them. You see, and this is why we do this work now. You see, that's why you're on bullshit and stuff when it comes down to diligence and stuff. Because look, your very works and stuff can get you saved. You see, if the Lord had chose you. You see, you know, right? So this is second address chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, is Yahweh Shem Yahshai. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Bibles, scrolls back in the past. It says, verse 3, it says, Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, because you have a lot of people who do speak against us. You know what I'm saying? The blasphemers and men. You see, they talk shit about us. You know what I'm saying? But as it says in Matthew, the 5th chapter and stuff, we're blessed when men revile us. You see, right? It says, it says, he said, For all the unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness, because they're not building up their faith, and they think that they're gonna be faithful and stuff like turning on the light switch. That ain't finna happen. If that light switch ain't on right now and stuff, then guess what? Ain't no matter how way you flip it and stuff, it's not gonna come on at all. You know what I'm saying? Referring to your faith, right? Because this is something that you got to build up in and stuff. And a lot of people ain't building, but they scoffing. You see? And it says, verse 5, it said, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Part of the destruction stuff is the way how people think. You see, right? If you got a carnal spirit and whatnot and stuff, or that of the weak nature of the old man, the Lord ain't dealing with you. You see, He ain't fucking with you at all, right? If you're a scoffer, you better hope that you be a gainsayer, where you talking shit now, but then you then you switch up later. You see, and you gotta hope that the Lord dealing with you and stuff in order for you to receive the word. Because if you can't receive the word and stuff, then guess what? You're not going to get the protection. You see, because part of the protection is receiving the word. You see, right? And not just accepting it. Well, if they said it, it must be true and whatnot. Of course, but the thing is that you got to be able to understand it for yourself. You can't just be well, you just a hearer and stuff and not a doer. You see, so this is verse 6. It says, For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You see? And it says, Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. It says, Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. It says, And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Because the Lord did say that, guess what? He's going to send out his men, right? The only ones who can prophesy and stuff are men, you know what I'm saying? Or bring forth this testimony stuff are men. You know what I'm saying? Now, women can prophesy as well and stuff, but the way that they do it is not by teaching. You know what I'm saying? They're not supposed to preach. I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to use of authority over a man. Teaching is in, well, I'll say it like this. When it comes down to uh, uh, when they're prophesying and stuff, it's about dreams, prophetic dreams. You see, there's a lot of women out there, a lot of men too, and boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? And they're being recorded either TikTok or they putting on YouTube and whatnot and stuff, and they crying because they see the great judgment. And who is that? Ezra. It's Edris. You know what I'm saying? This is still Ezra, even though it says Edris, right? It's Ezra, you know, like from the regular Bible and stuff. This is in an apocrypha. The thing is that it's the same prophet, Levite at that, and all the different things and stuff that the archangel Uriel was giving him. It was giving him the destructive times and stuff that we seeing. You see, you know, the destructive times that we're seeing and whatnot and stuff. You see, right? And it says And then what Edge says, he says, woe is me, woe goes into destruction. So if you say, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? Because it's going to be chaos out here, you see? But what they're going to do is that you're going to have Esau Edom, the full-blooded spirited Caucasian, and he's going to put a squeeze on the people. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for them to bring in this new world order, they're going to have to collapse they're going to have to collapse society, and they've been doing that already. They've been collapsing. They're going to take away the paper dollar. You know what I'm saying? All these other countries and stuff are not looking at the American dollar and stuff being the world currency anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to bring inflation. That's going to bring more money and stuff to the war because they're going to have to fight. It's World War III is inevitable, right? Right? And lock it. And uh, 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 you know, and then if those transactions get cut off, um, when it comes down to America and stuff, it's not really self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? So guess what's going to happen? Uh, um, uh, stuff going to cost more. It's going to cause people and stuff to be like, fuck this, I'm finna steal. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be stealing and stuff because they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to the Jewish or the rich Jewish banking families and stuff, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Ammerheimers, the rich Jewish banking families and stuff, right? When they push their CBC, you know what I'm saying, central bank digital currency, you know what I'm saying, that's going to put everybody in a bind where they're going to have to do it. You know what I'm saying, and it's going to, that's pretty much Esau Edom pushing you into a corner, you know what I'm saying, to force you into submission, you see, right? So this is, verse 10, it said, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know that a lot of people and stuff are going to be down with that Fed now. You know what I'm saying? Which is going to ultimately go into the market of beast, the RFID chip, the radio frequency identification, NFC, which is near field communications, which uses RFID technology. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Neuralink, right? Elon Musk and stuff when they want to put a chip in your brain. You see? And uh, you are going to look at it as a miracle, you know what I'm saying, where they're able to pay with their hand. And they already making transitions and stuff in certain stores where that's the new way to pay, you see. And eventually, um, with the Fed now and stuff, you're not going to be able to, when it comes down to the Fed now and stuff, you know what I'm saying, people are going to be paying with their hands after that because it's all a build up. You know what I'm saying? They're taking it in steps, even though it's been speeding up and stuff. You see? It, so this is Second Ezra 15 and 10 again. It says, "Behold." It said, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter," because they're gonna be thinking that it's cool. They're gonna be ooh wow, ooh la la, and whatnot and stuff. But really, it's for their death. You see, and it says, "I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Now, this is not talking about actual Egypt and stuff. It's referring to America. You see, back in the dollar bill and stuff, you see a pyramid. You see, you know, right? This is spiritually called Egypt, as it says in Revelations 11 and 8. You see, right? Matter of fact, this Revelations 11 and 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt." It says, where also our Lord was crucified. You know what I'm saying, right? Now, the uh, uh, those dead bodies and stuff is going to be literal. You know what I'm saying? Because scriptures do say that the people's bodies and stuff is going to be on the earth like the dung. You know what I'm saying? So when the geese come around and they shitting all over the place and whatnot and stuff, what are you trying to do? You stepping over and stuff because you don't want to step on no boo boo and stuff. You see, right? And that's how a lot of people bodies going to be and stuff. Men, women, and children and stuff. Both the two genders, both genders. You see, like it, right? And then also that dead body and stuff is talking about like a walking dead, because a lot of these people are walking dead and stuff. So when they think that everything's all cool and that America's gonna become great again and whatnot and stuff, they don't know that they're actually going into disaster. You see, right? So I'm gonna go back to Second Esdras 15 and 10 again. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." You know, the water got plague. Look what's happening already. The water getting plague. Every time the derailment and stuff, you know what I'm saying, those chemicals are sliding in the water or in the soil. You know what I'm saying, right? And then on top of that, look at what Bill Gates doing and stuff. He over here buying up all the land, and he buying up all the resources and buying up all the water. You see, you know, he's doing all those different things and stuff. You see, because this is ultimately their plan. You know what I'm saying? Take everything away, cause people to become desperate. You know what I'm saying? Where when they make a choice and stuff, it's off impulse. You see, they're not carefully thinking. You see, or carefully considering. You see, right? So it says, verse 12, it says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it." It says, "They that till the ground shall mourn." It says, "For their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail." It's different weather. You know what I'm saying? You got tornadoes, you got tornadoes, you got twisters, you know, you got all these different earthquakes that's going on, you know. Right, if it's harp or not, you see, because in Second Esdras, the ninth chapter and stuff, the Lord is visiting the earth, you see, and with the different visitations and stuff, He means business, you see, right, right. So this is verse 13. It says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation." It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh." It says, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." You see, right? And why is that? Because it's going to be the trouble. The trouble is going to be the fact that people are going to want to eat. You see, you know. So expect home invasions. You know what I'm saying? People breaking and entering and stuff. You see, you know, and then it's gonna also be a lot of betrayal. You know what I'm saying too. It's gonna be a lot of betrayal that's gonna be happening. You see, you know, the scripture says a man's foe should be there of his own household and stuff. And the betrayal, a lot of people and stuff are gonna be for themselves. You see, you know, right? So it says, verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men." It says, "in evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes." It says, "in the course of their actions shall stand in their power." You know what I'm saying? They're going to come up against, the authorities. You know what I'm saying? People don't care if it's going to come a time and stuff where, well, it's already here. They don't care about when it come down to the police. You know what I'm saying? Right? I forget what it's called and stuff, and I should have looked it up. But even when it come down to martial law, because it will be out in the streets. You see checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? You shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And they show you in a video game, The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? They had to go through the walls of. They had to find another way and stuff to enter and exit the city. You see? You know, right? And it says, and they're gonna come up against the mayors. Who was it? There's a video with now it's not all police officers. Damn, that's Barney. Barney. All right, so look, Salaki. So so they're gonna come up against they're gonna come up against the authorities. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then also in one other spot and stuff, you had well, in one of the part of the game, you know what I'm saying, you hear shooting and whatnot and stuff because you had some bandits that took one of those military Humvees, you see, right? Who took the military Humvees and whatnot and stuff, and that's going to happen too. Actually, it did happen like a couple of years back where you had somebody had stole a Humvee, you know what I'm saying, from the National Guard, you see, right? Right, so it's going to be crazy out here and stuff, you see, right? So for there shall be sedition among men. It says, in invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because it's going to be a lot of blocking going on throughout the United States. It says, verse 18, curfews. If you don't got a good reason and stuff for why you out, you know what I'm saying? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to, oh, that's what I want to make a point on. What's going to happen is that you're gonna get detained. And if you try to resist, you have go Wikipedia and stuff, Google or whatever, and you can look up it's something called Operation Garden Plot. You know what I'm saying? And it actually gives the okay for civilians to be shot down. You know what I'm saying? If they come up against. And the thing is that you also have a lot of crooked individuals and stuff who are in the military. Because here it is, even when it comes down to the military and stuff, they fight against each other. You know what I'm saying? There's rape, there's slaughter and whatnot and stuff. And it's kind of old. It's very very old. But there was a female and stuff. I forget what boot camp they were in, but it was within the United States or underneath United States jurisdiction, and pretty much it was a female militant and stuff who had pretty much her pants was pretty much pulled down, and there was also acid and stuff poured on her genitals. You see, acid poured onto her genitals. You know what I'm saying? To pretty much cover up any type of evidence and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then she was also it also showed that she had like marks and stuff as if she was being choked to death. You see, right, right. Choked to death and whatnot and stuff. You see, and if that's happened amongst the military and stuff, and I forget what movie this is, but it's the guy from Hustle and Flow. I think his last name is Holland, and pretty much what happened was that police pulled him over. You know what I'm saying? It had that Jim Crow vibe. Pulled him over and stuff, and pretty much pulled him and his wife over and stuff. And you have one of the officers and stuff getting a little bit too frisky and stuff with his wife. You see, right? So that's going to happen too. You're going to have individuals and stuff who's going to sit up here and be after your woman. You see, and will slay you for your woman. You see, not just the food, but for that ass as well. You see, and then you have homosexuals that's in the army. So imagine an individual and they over there not doing their job and stuff. Because even when it comes down to the men, we're going to have to worry about rape as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the LGBTQ plus, right? They want to add the P, but it's not pansexual. That P is going to be pedophilia. You see, and the thing is that uh, 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 a lot of the people, it's like it, uh, 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 you know, uh, everybody is going to their lust is going to be through the roof and stuff that they're going to be willing to do anything. You see, and then when it comes down to the military, they show you that in that movie Bushwick, and it was on Netflix, but they took it off. Ain't that a shame? But pretty much what happened was that you had uh, like you had a militant stuff climb through the window of a woman. I mean, climb through a woman's apartment window. You know what I'm saying? And if Batista wasn't there and stuff, he would have had his way with her. Because you see, her clothes was kind of already loose. You know what I'm saying? She had her gown on and stuff, and then she was underneath the influence and stuff. She wanted to get freaky when she saw Batista. You know what I'm saying? And more unlikely and stuff, a lot of the militants and stuff are going to have their way. You see? And then it's something else too when what they do is that they come in. What they do is that they come in. They're gonna they're gonna be doing a lot of gun control too. You know what I'm saying? Where they're gonna be seeking to take people guns. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden stuff had signed Joe Biden had signed a executive order and stuff. You know, saying that people wouldn't be able to you know, the Second Amendment and stuff, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna be able to use that, the right to bear arms, you see, right? So they're gonna take that and stuff because they're gonna seek to seize the world and civilians, right? So underneath that Operation Garden Plot, what's gonna happen is that it's something else too. With the military and stuff, they can come into your crib and stuff and eat your food. You know what I'm saying, right? And if you don't do it, underneath the Operation Garden Plot and stuff, they if you resist, they have the ability, they have the authority and stuff to shoot on sight. You see, ain't no detaining and whatnot and stuff. And you looking at the food that they taking and stuff, you know, a lot of people ain't gonna be no patriot in that time and stuff, right? So you looking at all the food that they taking, and you over there, nah, and then you see them touch their gun and stuff, and it's like you step back, sir, and if you don't step back and stuff, they gonna shoot you. You see, right? So this is Second Entrance 15 and 18. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled." You know what I'm saying? When you're prideful and whatnot, you think nothing gonna happen. You see, you know, right? And it says, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. It says, and spoil their goods, meaning to rob, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see, so the new grocery stores and stuff, when ain't no food in the grocery stores, and everybody trying to be, a doomsday prepper and whatnot, people are going to be coming in your cribs and whatnot and taking your food. You see, that's exactly how it's going to go. You see, look at the movie The Road. You know what I'm saying? People, now, you're going to have some jakes and stuff with, and when I say jakes, I'm talking about Israelites. They're going to try to go out into the woods, into the forest and whatnot and stuff, but they're not good unless you've been practicing and stuff. They're not going to really be able to survive. You're going to have hood niggas and stuff who down for home invasions and stuff and that wicked ass shit. And the whole time, all they going to be doing and stuff is looking for a mushroom and not knowing and stuff if it's poisonous or not. You see? They're not going to survive. If they catch an infection and whatnot and stuff, they fuck around and be surrounded by a whole bunch of herbs and stuff that they can use to heal themselves, but they ain't going to know shit. They're going to be looking for anything for food. And then if you out there in the sea, if you out there in the sea and stuff and you start getting hungry and whatnot, right? You start getting hungry and whatnot and stuff, what's going to happen is that if you out in that seawater, you know, you parched, you know what I'm saying, you're going to drink that seawater and you're going to get sick. And we already know what they say. They say, they say, pretty much don't cook when you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you trying to, what's it called? You try to, when it comes down to the water and stuff, you trying to purify it and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Guess what's gonna happen and stuff? You're gonna get sick. You're gonna be like, it's taking too long. So then you're just gonna go ahead and drink the water. You're gonna pray and hope that everything gonna be all good, and you're gonna drink it, and later down the line you got sick. You see? Probably don't even got no tools on the boat and whatnot and stuff. You see? Right? Or you used up everything. Right? So it says, verse 19 again, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation and stuff. And guess what? You have family members out there where it's like, where was they at? Where was they at when such whoop to whoop? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know they say that blood is thicker than water and stuff, but in these days to come and stuff, you're gonna find out that water has more density than blood. You see? You know, right? So this is verse 24. It says, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandment with the Lord. Now we all do go off, you know what I'm saying? But you got to pick yourself back up again and stuff and keep moving forward in that spiritual walk. You see, especially if you want him to come through. Look what happened and stuff when we was in the midst, uh, 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 when we was in the wilderness. When we was in the wilderness and stuff, that was 40 years when really it was just a 7-day trip. But the Lord was testing our faith. And that's going to happen too during this time. You know what I'm saying? The field is going to be the world, as it says in Matthew 13 and 58. You see, right? and all of us are going to be tried. There's some brothers and stuff in other countries, you know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, there's some brothers and stuff in other countries, and the thing is that they're already going through Jacob's trouble, and soon it's going to be here in America, man. You see, right, right. And if you want the Lord, so like the point that I was trying to make and stuff was the fact that when Jake was hungry, you know what I'm saying, you had manna that came out, you know what I'm saying, which is like a very lightly bread, you know what I'm saying, and whatever they believed and stuff, that's what it's going to taste like, you see. When they complain about having meat and stuff, the Lord had quails come through, you know what I'm saying, you see, right? Right? And then what else was happening and stuff? When it came down to their clothing, it didn't deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? For 40 years. And they ain't had no chance and stuff to try to make more clothes. You know what I'm saying? Right? They ain't had to do that stuff. Nothing wither away. You see? You know? Right? It's going to be like the book of Eli. You're going to be looking and but for certain individuals and stuff who stay within the cities, you probably might travel from city to city and stuff, right? But the thing is that you're gonna be trying to break into houses and stuff to see if it's some leftover canned goods, you know what I'm saying, or if it's some weapon, you know what I'm saying, or whatever and stuff, because you're gonna have individuals who are gonna stock up and they're gonna go into other places and whatnot, but then they're not gonna be able to come back. And for the fact that they're not gonna be able to come back and stuff, all their stuff is there. And in the one scene in the movie, the road, what happened and stuff, you had uh 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 in the movie The Road and stuff, they came across a cellar and stuff, and it had a whole bunch of food in there. You see, right? And Jake would stay for however long that they can and whatnot and stuff. But when they can't stay for when they clean everything out and shit ain't working, they on to the next, and that's how it's gonna be. You see, you know. And Jacob's trouble and stuff is going to be a very testing time. You thought you was in a testing time before. No, this is the final exam. You see, you know. Now, as it says in Isaiah 33:6, it says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time." This word is going to keep us stable. You see, you know. This word is what's going to keep us stable and stuff. You see, to not give up, to continue, even if all the odds are against you, even if them times and stuff where it seems like that it's no way out, to keep going. You see, wisdom gonna meet us in every thought. You know what I'm saying? We know how to read different people's spirits and stuff without knowing them. You know what I'm saying? Because perception is going to be a must needs. You know what I'm saying? In the times that we're coming in. You see, you're gonna have to know right off the rip with little information that somebody is on some bullshit, or when they smiling at you. Like what was it? Who was it? What was it? Black Summer. Which I'm gonna watch for Willie. Uh, Black Summer. Pretty much what happened was is that you had you had um, you had this old lady in a minivan, right? Some guy came through and stuff, knocked on the door, scared her a little bit, and he like, please, my family, woo to woo, right? It's gonna be a lot of finessing going on too, a lot of supplanting, See, even on evil means and evil manners, right? And pretty much what happened was that you had the guy came through, she opened the door, you know what I'm saying, and then as soon as he got in the passenger seat and stuff, and she got in the no, as soon as he got in the driver's seat, made her go in the passenger seat, he was like, get the fuck out, you see, and then she's like, oh, she's trying to negotiate and reason and whatnot and stuff, and it's just you just didn't know and stuff that you sprung into a trap, you see, it's gonna be a lot of that, you see. Yeah, in Second Kings, the sixth chapter, there was a woman who bargained to eat. There was a woman who bargained to eat. Well, it's two women, and they both made a deal that they was gonna eat their children. But one was eating first. One was eating first, and then the one of the ladies and stuff. What she did was that she pulled back her child and stuff and hid her child from being eaten. So it's gonna be some grime like that too. There's gonna be some grime like that, right? So this is why it's very important and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To sit up here and keep the law, statute, commandments to the best of your ability, mingle with faith. You know what I'm saying? And hold it on when it comes down to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be times where it's gonna look like it's gonna be times where it's gonna look like the Lord ain't fucking with you the whole time. He's just trying to see if you're gonna hold on. You see, right? So this is Second Ezra chapter 15. verse 26 again. It says, well, 24. It says, "Woe to them that sin and keep it not, and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord." It says, "I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children." It says, "From the power, defile not my sanctuary, for the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them." It says, "For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him." You see, right? So we have all have come short of the glory of Yahweh Shem Shai. You see, but the thing is that when the Lord returns and stuff, you want to be found being faithful. You see, right? Now I'm going over here. This is Second Ezra 16 and 1. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." It says, "Gird up yourselves with cloths of sackcloth and sack and hair." You know what I'm saying? You know, usually when that would happen and stuff, it would be a time of mourning. It says, it says, in here it says, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? It says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? So it's inevitable. You see, it's inevitable. This is gonna happen. You know, ain't no praying to the Lord and stuff for things to stop. You know what I'm saying? You better pray for the Lord and stuff that your spirit is is greater than the tribulation you go through. You see, because that tribulation is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You know, this world and stuff has to pass away. So it's going to come, and that part of that dissolving, as it says in Second Peter, the third chapter, that when these things dissolve, it's talking about the different prophecies that come to pass. You see, and then they're going to come quicker because the Lord's going to shorten the days and stuff for the elect's sake. You see, because if we continue in this place and stuff, everybody will die. You see. So this is Second Ezra 16 and 7. It's no 6. It says, "May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood," right? And there's the scriptures also says, I'm gonna grab it right quick. This Second Ezra chapter 5 and 8. It says, "There shall be a confusion also in many places." A lot of people ain't gonna know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people are going to get taken off guard and stuff because they thought America was going to get better and stuff. Then boom, you know, a lot of people are going to lose faith. You see, and it says, Second Ezra 5 and 8 again. It says, "There shall be a confusion also in many places." It says, "And the fire shall be often sent out again." It says, "And the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters." Right. So the thing is that I had seen well, there's going to be a lot of animals and stuff that's still out there in the wild, and what's going to happen is that they're going to you know, the more that the land and stuff deteriorate and stuff, they're going to their prey and stuff is going to go into other places and stuff seeking for food, and that's going to bring down the predators. You see, and when animals get desperate, they'll eat strange meat. And what's a strange meat? A person. You see, right? As soon as they bite into you and stuff, and it's like, oh, this is no different and stuff from any other animal or anything else and stuff that I eat and whatnot that I catch. You know what I'm saying? Human beings and stuff is going to be on the table. You see, they're going to be up for grabs. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? So this back in Second Ezra 16 and 6. It says, "May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood," and I also wanted to say, let the weather get crazy and whatnot and stuff, and let loose these animals and stuff that's in these zoos. You see, it's all gorilla and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who was moving fast towards the window and stuff and cracked it. You see, right? And matter of fact, let me grab this for you. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter uh, chapter 37. Oh, fuck yeah, I usually know where it's at. 38, 39, and 28. Yeah, I'm gonna read up. This is verse 24. It says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy, are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked." And that can be Israelites and heathens. You see, right? It says, verse 25, it says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing." It says, "All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil." Verse 28, it says, there be spirits, I mean, it says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes." It says, "In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." Because remember, the Heavenly Father is the Father of spirits. And also, as you read in Second Corinthians 5 and 10, you know what I'm saying, that the one who deals with judgment and stuff is Yahweh Shai now. You see? You know? Right? So it says, verse 29, it says, "Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance." It says, "Teeth of wild beasts." It says, "The scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction." And I saw this Komodo dragon and stuff on one of the shorts earlier. And pretty much what happened was is that it was peeling away in a rock. Now, I don't know. I think the rock is probably artificial. You know what I'm saying? And I think the guy called it Universal Rock. And pretty much what happened was is that you had, I mean, I'm pretty sure that got to be quite hard too, but it was just pressing away, pushing away at it and stuff like it was nothing. You see, because the reptiles got some muscle on them. You know what I'm saying? And then I also seen an alligator and stuff that bust through a steel gate. You know what I'm saying? And then it was years before where I think they put it on the news where the flash flood and stuff caused a lot of caused this gator and stuff to be by air base, and when it came down to that air base and whatnot, it hopped over the fence. You see, you know. So we don't need a divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? You got your dog, you had your cat and stuff, and they become a guaranteed killer that day. You see? Hey, it was this one Israelite. It used to be on bestboard.com. You know what I'm saying? Right? And what happened was that you had a Hispanic, a Mexican, so-called Israelite, right? Right? And pretty much what happened was is that uh, had a flip it, out of nowhere, what I'm saying, the dog and stuff bit its owner and stuff in his neck. And when he went to the hospital and stuff, like the Lord said and stuff, that he'll laugh at these people's calamities. What happened was is that he on a nursing bed and whatnot and stuff, and he looked like a fish out of water, but his whole entire neck had to stretch just so he could breathe. You see, and then you heard all the nurses in the background giggling and jiggling and stuff. Well, not jiggling; they probably was jiggling if they was thick as hell. But anyways, the thing get or fat, but pretty much, what I'm saying, animals are going to be used, what I'm saying, to bring forth judgment. So I'm gonna grab this. This is Jeremiah. Bear with me. All right. This is Jeremiah 16. This is Jeremiah 16 and 1. It says, "The word of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place." It says, "For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them." It says, "And concerning their fathers that begat them in this land, they shall die grievous deaths." And when you go into that word grievous, it's the word uh uh Dakhala'a, Dakhala'a, or Dakhalawa, right? Right? Diseases. You know what I'm saying? Recent article, it was pretty much saying how, just like from The Last of Us and stuff, there's going to be, some type of spore or something that's going to be viral in the atmosphere and stuff. that could have people turn into the same monsters that they called them. You know, they called them runners, they called them clickers, and the more that it because what it did is that it took over the brain. You know what I'm saying? It pretty much turned it into a fungus. You see, and pretty much what happened was is that you know the you know the longer it lasted and whatnot and stuff, right? The longer it lasted and stuff, the more the infection was. You see, you know because hey, you know, people are going to even go into these. They're going to go into the CVS's, the Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? They're going to just be pulling shit off the shelves and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Security might fuck around and do it too and stuff because you ain't getting paid no more unless you get the Fed now. You know, you're not. But what you need medicine, you need this, that, and the third and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be taken away. It's going to be gone. People going they're going to rob the stores. You see, you know. And if you got shit in your cabinet, you know what I'm saying? You know that they can use. They're going to go in there and take that too. You see, right? So this is Jeremiah 16:4. It says, "They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented." It says, "Neither shall they be buried." It says, "But they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth." See, it says, "And they shall be consumed by the sword," meaning the guns. You see, you know. All right, and I forget what state it is and stuff, but they pretty much made it where anybody and stuff can get a gun and stuff without a permit and stuff and without training. You see, you know, and they feeling it, you know. So, you know, they're purposely doing this. You know what I'm saying? They want the chaos, they want the calamity. You see, and it says, it says, "And by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth." Right? And part of those beasts, you know, this is talking about actual animals, but a lot of people are going to go into that animalistic mind frame and stuff because of the lack of food. You see, you know, right? They already animalistic already and stuff without morals. You see, you know, and this is still the green tree. You see, where you can actually get certain things and stuff. But by this summer, that shit gonna change, and that's and when the dry tree is here, you know what I'm saying? You know, people are you gonna you know people gonna be worse than Nebuchadnezzar when the Lord plagued him. You see, right? So this is verse 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people." For I have taken away my peace from these people, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, even loving kindness and mercies. And we looking for the sure mercies of 30. So that's why we do this work now. You see? So remember, it says in Philippians 2:12, it says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You see? And when you go into that word trembling, yeah, it goes into Greek word tremos, which means, uh, 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 you know, pretty much you don't believe in your skill and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 but yet you do the utmost and stuff to fulfill what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying, right? So, I mean, right. So it's like it's you got the fear. It means trembling too, but you got the fear and stuff that you're not going to make it. But yet you do all that you can and stuff to see if you're going to make it. You see, and that's what you got to do. You know. Right? That's why we do that now. Verse 6, it says, both the great and the small shall die in this land. It says, uh, um, they shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. That's talking about stressing. You see? You know? Ain't nobody, it's going to be so many dead bodies and stuff. Then the paramedics and stuff, they're not going to get paid. They're not going to do a job for free and whatnot and stuff and gather an individual and stuff to uh, and gather an individual and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and try to nurse them. They're gonna run out of the materials because guess what? It's gonna be a stopping of transactions and stuff, especially if you got to get a lot of things overseas. You see, you know, only ones who's really gonna be having shit and stuff is motherfuckers who got bunkers to escape the second death. You see, right? And it says. It says, verse 7, it says, neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning to comfort them for the dead. It says, neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, so shit gonna be crazy. It says, thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them to eat and to drink. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom. It says, and the voice of the bride. You know what I'm saying? Because when it come down to those marriages and stuff, usually it'd be a grand feast, it'd be partying, drinking and stuff. But that bread and circus and stuff is finna be cut short. You see, right? And it says, verse 10, it says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt shew this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore have the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? It says, or what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord, Yahweh Shah power? Right? So they're gonna be seeking for men of the Lord. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Some are gonna be comforted, some are gonna be told, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord ain't fucking with you. You see? You know, right? Right? It says, then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord. It says, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. It says, and ye have done worse than your fathers. So this is an evil generation that's seeking for a sign. But the sign that's going to be given unto them and stuff is a sign of Jonah. You see, a prophet. You see, and some, once again, some are gonna because you can have the Bible all you want to and whatnot and stuff. But the thing is that you're gonna need a man of the Lord, a one who understands these scriptures and stuff, who's moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah. You see, right? Right? If you don't have that and stuff, then guess what? To acquire mercy and stuff is going to be very, very hard. See, you know, like the scriptures talk about and stuff in Matthew's 22nd chapter and stuff. You got the foolish versions and the wise versions and stuff. And you want to be the wise versions, you know what I'm saying, by getting this work and doing what you need to do, praising the Lord and increasing and constantly increasing and growing. You know what I'm saying? You know, where to the point where you're, I mean, we'll never be like Yahweh Shai and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's you know that's you want to be righteous is that. See, you try to, it's impossible, but you try to do it anyways. You see, right? You want to be the wise versions, while everybody else and stuff twirling their thumbs, playing in their ass and shit. Guess what's gonna happen and stuff? They're gonna play games. you know you know it's pretty much like this. When it come down to the race of the tortoise and the hare, when the hare was at the finish line and whatnot, he didn't keep going. He stopped. You know what I'm saying? He was playing around, procrastinating and stuff. That's what a lot of people are doing, especially ones who scoff and whatnot. They're not getting themselves spiritually ready. And what's going to happen is that they're going to get destroyed. You see? They're not going to have divine intervention. You see? They're not going to have divine intervention and stuff because they ain't built up anything in their spiritual bank account. And this is Ecclesiastes 7. Bear with me. Matter of fact, I might be further up. Yeah. This Ecclesiastes 7 and 12, it says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, but the money's going to be gone. But in the spiritual sense, you know what I'm saying, is the money will be learning this wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So it can meet thee in every thought for every situation that you come across. You see? So you can be able to get out that jam. You see? Or to be able to endure, as it says in 1 Corinthians 10 and 12. You see? And it said, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. And remember, the Lord dwelleth with none but those who have wisdom. You see? Now, to have knowledge of wickedness and stuff, the Lord ain't dealing with you. You see? You know? Right? So I'm glad back in that second address, I mean Jeremiah 16 and 11, it says, then shalt thou. So what we do,